Hi there. Welcome to Apple World. Your opinion on Kanye bluster? What's the deal with Kanye from a distance? Clearly, I don't have the foggiest idea how well you realize Kanye. I couldn't say whether you've been around Kanye yet. In a good way, you're the one who let the person know that he composed melodic verses and that he was a virtuoso. You're the one that resembles the Club Shay digital broadcast facilitated by Shannon Sharpe has really shaken the VIP tattle world, and the show simply continues to unfurl in the most recent episode. Veteran jokester Katt Williams didn't keep down as he tossed Conceal at West, training in on his psychological expression of his God complex and his disputable union with Kim Kardashian. Regard the person wedded in like what goodness ruler. I didn't mean it like that. I meant wedded her since she was one. Katt Williams, known for his sharp brains and genuine analysis, went straight for the jugular when the subject of I came up in his meeting on Club Shay, investigated every possibility and faulted you as well as his fans for the beset rapper dubious persona. I suspect that we're quite horrendous individuals in the event that we say that someone got a psychological maladjustment and we watch what they truly do. Katt made sense of ripping into the fans who have firmly noticed, yes, flighty conduct. He proposed that the people who name somebody as having exceptional necessities ought to thusly give them a little leeway and not hold them to similar norms as others. Wouldn't you grade them on a bend? Wouldn't you wow this person? Katt Williams addressed testing society's assumptions for people managing psychological wellness. Gives the comic didn't mince his words, pointing fingers straightforwardly at the individuals who assumed a part in Ed God complex. What are we, Commander? Also you're the one that set him in a position where he assumed he was God and could call himself Yeel. He likewise reprimanded the people who hailed him as a melodic virtuoso, proposing they were similarly answerable for the rapper's way of behaving. And afterward he dropped the sensation that had everybody talking. The person wedded a Katt Williams shouted, alluding to Ye's past union with Kim Kardashian. He immediately explained that he implied he sought after that way of life, enthusiastically understanding what he was getting into. I don't support the bad guy Kanye, on the grounds that I don't see what it is we need from him with these provocative assertions. Katt Williams blended the pot, leaving the world thinking about how you would respond to these searing allegations. Yet the show didn't stop at you in the anywhere near 3-hour-long meeting. Katt Williams doled out succulent insights concerning media outlets. He professed to have turned down an incredible $50 million on numerous occasions to safeguard his Virgin opening from strong industry figures. Despite the fact that he didn't name names, the ramifications left the crowd in shock on the grounds that Diddy would need to party. And you got to let him know no. Katt admitted, suggesting that Diddy's gatherings weren't just about music and moving, but had a hazier side. He indicated the presence of receipts to back up his stunning cases. I got the receipts for all that I'm explaining to you. That is the reason I can say them so far. I need you, kid. I want you to realize you are here. Get yours, sir. Katt Williams was on a roll, leaving no point immaculate. He dove into the universe of parody and offered his sincere viewpoints on a few individual comics, including Cedric the Performer and Steve Harvey. Kevin Hart, Michael Blacken, and Ricky Smiley. His comments about Cedric the Performer were especially scorching, calling him a walrus and blaming him for copyright infringement. Are you not apprehensive about being debased again? These are some powerful individuals. What do you mean again? These individuals are not strong. Satan can't do anything with respect to Kevin Hart. Katt Williams caused a stir by recommending that Hart may be an industry plant because of his quick ascent to distinction in Hollywood. He scrutinized the credibility of Hart achievement, bringing up that he had his own sitcom and a main job in the film Soul Plane during his most memorable year in Los Angeles. I don't know, Katt. We probably won't allow you to drink any longer in the manner in which you do. I mean, we ain't even got it. I'm not powered by liquor. I've had a taste of what you, Kim Kardashian, the unscripted television symbol turned business big shot, didn't get away from Katt Williams' harsh tone. Possibly he didn't depict her with the most guiltless words, adding more fuel to the discharge of contention encompassing the Kardashian-Jenner tribe. Plainly, Katt Williams had no misgivings about sharing his contemplations and saving none of his great profile. Characters deliberately targeted his real-life take on Kim Kardashian, which caused a stir and left the world humming about what he implied by considering her sometime. Some might decipher this as an overly critical remark. Katt Williams explained that he didn't mean it in a discourteous manner. He recommended that you wed Kim, in light of the fact that he was drawn to her way of life and knew precisely what he was getting into when he decided to make her his significant other, as the contention encompassing Katt Williams' proclamations keeps on twirling the world, enthusiastically anticipating responses from the people who ended up at the focal point of his verbal tempest. The West's exciting ride has forever been a wild ride, and it appears as though there's no real endgame for the questionable rapper and mold. Big Shot has stood out as truly newsworthy for quite a long time with his hazardous assertions and sporadic way of behaving, from contrasting himself with Hitler to cozying up to Donald Trump. He has never been one to avoid contention, yet as the show around him keeps on raising, one has to ponder exactly how much more the world can take. Martin Lowe, the junior ruler, addresses me as such. Back in 2013, he wound up in steaming hot water in the wake of making some eyebrow-raising remarks. On the New York public broadcast The Morning Meal Club, he proposed that individuals of color didn't have similar associations as Jewish individuals, later withdrawing the assertion as an oblivious commendation. This was definitely not a confined occurrence, as in 2011, he contrasted himself with Hitler during a show. A foolish relationship that drew far-reaching judgment involved propensity for touchy-me eatings and questionable proclamations didn't win as his profession took off in 2015. He pronounced himself an extremist as opposed to a superstar, safeguarding his blunt nature anyway. It became obvious that Ye's essential concern was much of the time power and consideration. The defining moment in Ye's public persona came after the 2016 political decision when he commended Donald Trump during a Sacramento show, and Lear visited President-elect Trump at Trump Pinnacle, his unexpected undoing of the Steve Abloh visit and reports of a mental crisis denoted a critical change in his way of behaving, as you most likely might have speculated by the second I've chosen in 2020 to run for president in 2019. These activities were fairly credited to his recently discovered Christian confidence, as he sent off his Sunday administration ensemble and organized a drama named Nebuchadnezzar. Anyway, his jokes kept on causing a stir, and he proclaimed Jesus has won the triumph since now the best craftsman that God has at any point made is currently working for him. Yet it was 2020 and 2021 that saw the most wild time frame in his very own life. Gossipy tidbits about his looming divorce from Kim Kardashian, with whom he has 4 kids, overwhelmed the titles his online entertainment posts about Kim became fanatical, and he delivered collections with verses unequivocally referring to their division. In upsetting turn, he shared a music video in which he was shown killing an energized rendition of Kim's Lair because companion Pete Davidson's wise way of behaving towards Kim was raised when he freely criticized her for permitting their little girl to show up in TikTok recordings. His activities were seen by quite a few people as suggestive of an oppressive accomplice's conduct. Candace Owens, a vocal ally of Y, guarded him on Twitter during this wild period, guaranteeing that he was attempting to safeguard his little girl in 2022. He mixed more discussion when he disclosed a shirt with the expression "White Lives Matter" during his Yeezy Season 9 show in Paris. This ignited shock in the style world, with numerous people censoring his messy co-selection of an expression related to racial oppressors. He likewise designated people and enterprises with unremarkable paranoid fears, further distancing himself. We are out. We are following others' viewpoints. Maybe one of the most ridiculously upsetting parts of Simplicity conduct is his refusal to recognize his errors in 2023. He endeavored a type of harm control that simply appeared to hurt more after brands like Balenciaga and Adidas disavowed him because of his enemy of Semitic explosions. He was restricted from X, previously on Twitter, for posting provocative substance. In spite of the fact that Elon Musk's company suspended his record, he re-established him in the late spring of 2023 in Walk in 2023. He took a stab at an expression of remorse by posting on Instagram that watching Jonah Slope on 21 Leap Road made him like a Jewish individual again. He added that nobody ought to transform outrage towards a couple of people into scorn against a large number of honest individuals. Anyway, his statement of regret was met with doubt and backfire, prompting a temporary suspension from Instagram. I'm Shakespeare in the tissue. Walt Disney, Nike, the shockwaves from Katt Williams' searing allegations are still resonating through media outlets. The world presently anxiously anticipates responses from the people who ended up at the focal point of his verbal tempest. As we ponder the whirlwind of discussion encompassing I and Katt Williams, One can't resist the urge to ponder where this adventure will lead. His history of unstable ways of behaving and Katt's unfiltered discourse have made a powerful coincidence of show and hypothesis. Will you answer Katt's charges? Will media outlets keep on limiting any association with Ye's questionable assertions? The reality of the situation will come out at some point. However, one thing is without a doubt, this superstar tattle thrill ride is a VIP tattle exciting ride that is nowhere near finished, and the show is just getting everything rolling. The consequence of Katt Williams' band meeting on the Club Shay webcast. Subscribe Apple World for more videos.